Madamoiselle. Make sure you guys check out her channel if you have not. Let me put a link, drop the link in here so you guys can check out her YouTube channel. Show us some love. Where is it? She got three channels. How many channels she got? Okay, here it is. So you guys can check her out and say that Lady Luck Club sent me your way to check out your posts. Big ups on getting that. All right. He lied about everything. Yeah, he does. He's a big ass liar. So let's check this out here. She says, as many of you all know, I visited Dr. Umar's. I'm not going to say doctor. It just cringes to say doctor. I visited Umar's school twice, and the progress was underwhelming to say at least. Check out the video if you missed it. So that's a video linked to one of her tours. Right after I posted the video, I decided to contact Wilmington, Delaware's Licensing and Permits Division to see if they have been if they have been any licenses and permit taken out for the school. Because realistically, if you're going to have a grand opening for school, you have to have the proper licenses to at least renovate. Well, safe to say, part 2 is coming, and we will be discussing all the latest caca he's been spewing. LOL. See y'all soon, gang. And here she has the photos up. I retweeted this, by the way, so you guys can see here. Let's pull this up in big time, if I can. Yep. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the. Am I getting the photos? Why am I not pulling up the photos? Okay. Well, either way, y'all can see here the public records request of August 22nd, 25, reference number R as in race 001929-082225. And the city employees contacted is notated here. City of Wilmington received the public records request from you on August 22nd, 25. Your request mentioned, Dear Wilmington City Clerk / Records Custodian, I am requesting this request under Freedom Information Act, and there's a statute code. I am seeking access to and copies of any records, permits, inspections, violations, property reports, or correspondence related to the FDMG, the Umar Johnson School, located in Wilmington, Delaware. Let's go to the next one. I don't know why it's not showing like the full thing for me. But y'all saw I put down the post in here. It says any communications between city officials and representatives of FDMG, Umar Johnson, or affiliated organizations. If possible, I would like these records in electronic format, PDF. Please inform me if there are any fees associated with fulfilling this request before proceeding. Thank you for your assistance. I look forward to your response within the time period allowed by Delaware FOIA law. And then, of course, she left her name there, and the city of Wilmington has reviewed its files and has determined. Y'all see this? The city of Wilmington has reviewed its files and has determined there are no responsive records to your request. There are no responsive records to your request. We suggest you contact Land Use and Planning at area code 302-576-3050. I'll put that number here. Can't make this shit up. Oh, Land Use and Planning. I'm gonna type it in here. Land Use and Planning. 302. Yeah, I'm putting in the department name and number. 576-3050. 576-3050. There you go. So if any one of you all want to call and follow up, you have the reference number from the beginning. I'll go back to it. And you can ask about any inspections. Let's go back. This is the Reference number R as in race 001929-082225. This is the reference number here. Okay. Let them know, hey, what you call it was done for a FOIA request to get, you know, any records, permits, inspections, violations, property reports, or correspondence related to FDMG or to Umar Johnson or to its affiliates. We're trying to figure out what the hell going on. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. So she said, I want it to be in a PDF format. They responded and said, we have reviewed your request, its files, and determined there are no responsive records to your request. They don't have any piece of documentation they can provide to her. And they said, we suggest you contact Land Use and Planning at the number 302-576-3050 to request responsive records. Okay, let's go to the next. She's like, sad face. Yeah. So you understand now. Yeah, that power, the power of FOIA is something else. Because I told people, I said, if the police shows up at Umar's door from whatever this coded threat was that he sent towards Marianne Lorient, I'm getting the police body camera footage. I want to FOIA that police body cam footage. If they go out there, they should definitely have an incident number. And police body cam footage is public information. You know, because we want our government to be held accountable, right? Umar doesn't get to pick and choose when things remain silent versus when he wants things to be released to the public, because he doesn't have a problem doxing people, which is a cybercrime. So police body camera footage, Umar, is public information. That's why I will be able to get it if I did a FOIA request on it. I just hope those police officers or any law enforcement that has to pay him a visit, they better be wearing some damn body cam. I don't care if it's a dash cam, body cam. They need to be wearing something, recording something from somewhere, either on their person or in their vehicle. Don't care how. So he's met his match. He has met his match. Tim Fox, what's going on? What we'll be telling is if the other agency doesn't have records, they may be with them. You know what? Hey, he brought, and that's the thing. If you don't have any licensing permits, you can't really do any renovations or, any construction of any sort on the building either way. So that goes to show whatever he was telling, Charlemagne at the Breakfast Club was a lie. He was lying. You got plumbers, electricians, HVAC. You got vendors out here doing work with no permit. How is plumbing just about done if they didn't have a permit? That's where Umar's such a dumb liar. His lies don't add up. That's what's so crazy. He bought it as a prop to continue getting them donations. Exactly. Which door? His mother's door, because he hasn't got a residence. Yeah, that's the only other place. Either his mother's address or the address at the school. Because that was one of my questions. Okay, where exactly, who would go out to pay him that visit? Would it be, the Newcastle County Sheriff within the city of Wilmington, or would it be Philadelphia Police Department? It would be all a matter of where he is at the time they start looking for his ass. And if those are the only two places aside from that, and him telling on himself when he announces where he's going with these alleged tours and stuff on college campuses, and these college campuses, let me tell you something, they don't want that BS brought to their schools. They do not want Umar Johnson to come to their school campus knowing that law enforcement is looking for him. They're not going to let him come and speak if they're smart. Now, if they're stupid as hell, not only should you not allow your children to go to their schools anymore, but you should question whether the school should exist, because that's introducing unnecessary, stress to the kids and stuff. You allow someone to come to your campus and speak knowing that law enforcement is looking for them. That's too much to aiding and abetting. Hell no. Don't come over here. I'm sorry, Umar Johnson is set to come to Harvard. No, the hell he not. He got law enforcement looking for him. Hell no. So he should stay far away from college campuses right now, and those schools need to tell him no. Nope, can't come here. You have law enforcement paid you that visit yet? Because we heard law enforcement looking for your ass. Oh, okay. If they ain't paid you no visit, then you keep your ass away from us. Stay away from this campus. Don't come over here. That's what happens when you do dumb shit, Omar. It catches up to you. So this is what he said about the school. The monitoring system is done, even though the cameras don't work. Lights are broken. So I'm hoping by the end of the calendar year, we can get our inspection and have a grand opening. He never got an inspection done. You have to schedule those inspections with the city. So, he's basically denounced every other money except black money from poor people who, really won't fight back for some reason, one way or the other. Burning sage on the campuses. Yeah, it's some demonic stuff. So we just scrolling down, looking at these photos and exhibits, you all. Wealth Champs podcast. What is that? The only thing left is HVAC sensors, brothers and sisters who are waiting on HVAC sensors. In order to have this stuff installed, you need the HVAC itself operating. God. Yeah, it's so funny to hear him talk about things he knows nothing about. Umar is not an HVAC technician. As a matter of fact, he will say that because he wants people to take him seriously as some sort of educator and psychologist. Having a degree does not mean that you're certified and trained. It doesn't mean that you have the ability to even, practice in that field. To be honest with you, I wouldn't trust him with a rock, let alone a child, to do anything regarding psychology or some sort of analysis on at all. I don't even trust him to be alone with a child, because he wants to cuddle with little boys by the fireside and all. Hell no. And he don't like girls or women. So we're just kind of scrolling through this documentation, you all. And then, of course, the other two co-defendants that were named here is Poetic Flacco. You have, this is a no jumper clip. Them calling themselves the good guy and all this other stuff. Going out, doxing people, threatening to sexual assault people. I mean, just disturbing stuff. Me and you got to take a field trip to the opening day Umar Johnson School. Umar says August 24. We discussed Umar Johnson in every episode, a reference to Poetic Flacco's own podcast. We're trying to get the Umar Johnson interview. Why? Umar Johnson says strong message to the FDMG detractors and non-supporters. Oh, okay. Is this where he threatened everybody? That would be something similar to terrorism, Umar. That would be too close to terrorism for me. If you're threatening multiple people at once and you're inducing fear and terror in people, that is the actual definition of terrorism. It's the act of inducing fear and terror into people. So, Umar, you're running around here trying to be a little wannabe terrorist. What are you doing? Domestic terrorist at that. That's a real thing. Because otherwise, you're not really doing any service to anybody. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Do a whole video to send a strong message. Oh, okay. Dear FBI, this idiot said some dumb stuff that you all should listen to. That shouldn't scare people. It should make you want to file a complaint. Because no one has time to live in fear or terror of you, Umar. No one has time to sit here and worry about it. You trying to pull up their house. Marianne Lorient, please have all of FBI waiting for his ass to get there if he try to pull up. And let them know that he may or may not have a gun. Because he brought one on the set. He might be he might have a weapon on him. So yeah. Y'all might want to prepare for that. Umar's a coward. You think he gonna go show up somewhere where he think law enforcement is waiting for his ass? Hell no. He's not the greatest power in the U.S. I don't know what's wrong with him. If you need a one-on-one with FDMG principal, it can only be 15 minutes. That's just so stupid. Umar Johnson says one of his roles at FDMG will be to serve as the school's principal. No, you're listed as the executive director. You would have to hire a principal. You can't do both. 15 minutes in the principal's office with red, black, and green paddle. So he threatened to put his hands on kids and hit kids with a paddle. Isn't that excessive force with a deadly weapon? That's what it sounds like to me. You're sitting here abusing children. What if children are being abused at home? And then they go to his school, and now they have to deal with physical abuse in the school. How is this not a setup for him to go to prison for the rest of his life? And if that's where he want to go, fine. Umar, you don't have to do half this stuff to go to prison for the rest of your life. You can just go turn yourself in for all of the threats and the doxing you've done online. So you're going to go to the principal's office 15 minutes, and now he's going to be paddling your child for 15 whole minutes. Make that make sense? And this paddle could be thick wood where he's slamming it against your child for 15 minutes straight. How is that not abuse? Yeah, that's aggravated assault and battery. If you misbehave at the FDMG grand opening, you will be sent to the principal's office, ladies. No. 3 strokes with the paddle? I'm serious. Oh, my God. That's what he said, y'all. 3 strokes with the paddles. 3 strokes with the paddle. You will be given 3 swats with the paddle. 3 strokes. 3 strokes with the paddle. I'm serious. Umar, you need your ass whooped. And I mean your ass whooped by grown men. And I mean grown men whooping your ass. How about that? You can't make this shit up. Yo, he said he was gonna give 3 swats with a paddle, 3 strokes. 3 strokes with a paddle. I'm serious. Oh my God. And then their husband showed up and beat the crap out of his ass. The end. The moral of the story is keep your hands off of other people's wives. Then he pushed it back, said that FDMG would open at some point in 23, then in 24, paddle rooms, paddles. He's gonna beat somebody's kids. Umar Johnson publicly accused me of being a hater, because he doesn't understand the definition of that term. So if you say something he doesn't like, you're a hater, because hate, M-O hate. Oh, God, what an idiot. And then you got the other people sitting here talking about, oh, yeah, I can't believe the haters of someone who does not pay my bills. Maybe indirectly, Umar paid Poetic Flacco's bills because, he was making videos off of him and getting thousands of views. So perhaps Poetic Flacco owes him his life, but the rest of us don't owe him shit. So I don't know. It's self-admitted skip tracer. What the hell is that? Demon bully boxer help Umar find black people's real names, home addresses, employment info, and personal info. Yeah, that's a cybercrime. That's doxing. Taking personal identifiable information and releasing it to the public, because that is not information that will be released to the public. If you're not, some sort of elected position, or you're not a public figure where information like that should be known, then no. Your real name, home address, your employment information, personal information, yeah, that's doxing. That is illegal. So apparently they've done this. And then, of course, there are other people who aided in this. So, they're part of this, conspiracy to sit here and dox and commit cyber crimes together. All of them need to go to jail. Actual photo of the Good Guys documentary, David Bruce. To prevent the rise of a black messiah, agent, informant, provocateur, David Bruce of Bridgewater, New Jersey. Wow. Yeah, because this stuff should be reported to the feds. What are we doing? Don't nobody owe Umar anything. May of 21, Shaquem Ra released his federal subpoena, quoting Shaquem Ra. Shaquem Ra used his federal subpoena to intimidate, harass, swindle, con, and scare people into releasing their personal emails. Shaquem Ra said he acts on behalf of Umar Johnson, Amen Ra University and FDMG. Child, please. You don't have to give up any information. And if you file a complaint with the FBI, you can't file anonymous. So no, you don't have to give up your email address. And this, I mean, the insanity of it all. The insanity of it all. I'm assuming David Bruce, Umar Johnson, David Bruce social media postings and the Archibald V. Johnson lawsuit are prominently featured in the Good Guys documentary. So David Bruce was trying to help people from being, doxxed online. If that's what I'm to take out of it. Yeah, anytime you arise of what? A black messiah. Yeah, to prevent the rise of a black messiah, because Umar called himself Black Messiah, because in Umar's world, from the land of Oompa Loopaville, Umar thinks he's Jesus. He does. He thinks he's God. And you're not, Umar. You're a clown. That's what you are. You're a clown. So, people put him on a pedestal like he died on the cross. And the bad part is that he does all this stuff as if he's doing some Messiah, some godlike activity or something. Like he's saving and helping people. No, he's not. But look how he acts when people, do a documentary on him. Oh, I can't believe you're slandering me and defaming me. No, you and your dumbass attorneys are trying to weaponize the court to file slap suits against people to silence your critics. That's not going to work. And then turn around and want to threaten Marianne Lorient. Child, please. Yeah, okay. Come up here if you want to. Me and all of the FBI, every agent I can think of, plus the local law enforcement, will be rating on your ass. I'm going to tell them you have a gun. Good luck to that. Because he carries a gun. Should he even have a weapon on him? Is he supposed to have a weapon on him? Is he eligible to have a registered weapon? Doesn't he have a criminal record of some sort? I told Marianne she's protected. Yeah. Is he supposed to be carrying a weapon? Is Umar supposed to have a weapon on him? Because if not, then that's another charge, Umar. You're not supposed to be carrying. You be in violation of something, carrying a weapon on you. And if it's not licensed or registered, because you don't have an address, so how you doing a license to, how do you have a license to carry? And you can't even put down an address. How does that work? So he just got people giving him guns? Oh, okay. So here is a complaint related to case. This is Shaquem Ra Harris's complaint. So he filed this to be able to put people's real information in it. But, the crazy part is, like I said, you can file an FBI complaint and remain anonymous. You don't have to give up your information. You really don't. So the fact that he's doing that, thinking that it's going to get people, private information made available to the public, goes against the fact that you can file anonymous. That's what's so crazy. And then he filing frivolous petitions to the court. Yeah, go ahead and piss off the judge. Yeah, I really hope that Archibald files a new complaint. I really hope he does that. Just file a new complaint. Okay, Spears displays several pages from the Third Amendment complaint along with Shaquem Ra Harris's letters to the court and his public warning videos. All this threatening they doing in these videos, they don't realize that this stuff can be used against them in court to show that they're being intimidating and harassing.